Hello, I'm Hal Ottaway with the Wichita Postcard Club, and it's time once again for a postcard of the week. First of all, please give us a thumbs up on YouTube and on Facebook. That'd be great. This week we have something to look forward to because our Saturday, June 5 meeting is coming up in just a few days, and we wanted to introduce you today to our speaker and to let him give you kind of a preview and maybe a peek at just one of these very old Texas postcards. My friend, our speaker today, is Richard Eisenhower from Austin, Texas, and he's the president of uh, the Capital of Texas Postcard Club. I learned about Richard and his research and interest in early Texas postcards through our mutual friends Debbie and Ken Wilson in Dripping Springs, Texas, by the way. Anyway, thank you, Richard, for being here. And I'm going to turn this over to you and let you tell us a little bit about this program that we have coming up. And they always say to repeat and repeat, but it's June 5 at 1:45 Central Time. Adjust your calendars and your time mechanisms for that day and time. And we look forward to seeing you then. Okay, Richard, thank you.
Thank you, Hal. Thank you very much. Uh, I began pursuing Texas's earliest cards in hopes of trying to find out for one of the most practical early forms of picture postcards, the private mailing card, which was introduced in 1898. How early would a private mailing card appear on the Texas market? And wanting to find what was the earliest date found. And I began to find these early cards, including the one that we used for the picture of the week this week, um, to that one dates to July of 1899, which is very early for Texas. We expect to see such early dates on the East Coast, but we expect only to see dates of maybe 1900, 1901, 1902 for Texas. And with discovering private mailing cards as early as 1899, 1900 in Texas, it's just very scarce. Uh, and in finding this early card that you're seeing, I began to discover others. They have no publishing information, which was very interesting, but they do seem to have a little registration mark in the lower right-hand corner, showing that they're from some sort of a series. And these cards began to appear for San Antonio with the lower registration numbers, then Austin, Houston. They also appeared for Fort Worth. And I began to wonder what would happen if I put all of the known registration numbers together. What would it reveal? And it showed that there was a concerted effort by some obscure publisher, probably out of San Antonio, to showcase these four major Texas cities, San Antonio and Austin and Houston and Fort Worth, on private mailing cards. And what was even more interesting is that for outdoor shots, they shot or printed cards that were both daylight and nighttime images. Not for everyone, and we haven't found all of them yet, but this card is one of my favorites. And it shows a German-owned hotel in San Antonio where there was a very big German immigrant merchant community. And this fellow's name was Ludwig Manke's Hotel. And how unusual to see a saloon. And not only to show a saloon, but patrons very proudly bellied up to the bar, enjoying their beverages in broad daylight. The sender of the card, we even know who that is, another German resident of San Antonio named Arthur Genter, part of a prominent merchant family. And he's writing to his son, a teenage boy named Hilmar, who is off in Wiesbaden, Germany, getting his primary education and finishing education. And saying to his son, as the message will show in English, not in German, but in English on the card, you probably have never seen this place, son, but this should be okay for your collection. because as many of you know, the Germans were hot for picture postcards much earlier than we were in this country. And it is just such a wonderful card to see this tie-in between Germany and their fascination with postcards and the young son who is over there getting his education but collecting postcards, and the father who is sending one of the first Texas postcards over to Germany. And then it's a saloon scene. And the fascination in the whole series of about 125 cards carries through of subjects that you would not normally see even during the golden age of postcards, say about 1902 to 1912. So Hal, it's just a beautiful card to lead off as an example of several. I won't show them all, I won't bore you, but several of the amazingly early series from about 1898 to 1899 in Texas. Just super rare.
Oh, thank you, Richard. That sounds great. And this card, the interior of that saloon, it's not just an outdoor view looking in, but it is inside looking out, as you
That's
can
correct.
see. But just incredible, the detail, and it just makes you feel good to really be there all of those years ago, way over 100 years ago now. And to be hearing and seeing about it and learning more this coming Saturday, June 5. Join us, please, at 1:45 Central Time. And we'll see you then. And thanks for being here today. Bye bye.